you imagine an entire city, home to over 1 million people, being wiped off the map in a matter of minutes? It sounds like the plot of a disaster movie, but this was the horrifying reality for the city of Tangshan in 1976. This is the story of one of the deadliest earthquakes in modern history, a catastrophe that claimed hundreds of thousands of lives and demonstrated the terrifying power of nature. The year is 1976. Tangshan, located in Hebei province, is a bustling industrial hub in northern China known for its coal mining and manufacturing. With a population of over 1 million, it was a city full of life, families, and dreams. People went about their daily routines, unaware that their world was about to be irrevocably shattered. In the days leading up to the disaster, there were strange, unsettling signs that something was amiss. Some reported unusual animal behavior, fish leaping from ponds, chickens refusing to enter their coops, and dogs howling inconsolably. Well, water levels rose and fell erratically. But in a time before sophisticated earthquake prediction technology, these were just bizarre, isolated incidents, not a prelude to Armageddon. The date was July 28th, as the city slept deep beneath the Earth's surface. Tectonic plates were grinding against each other, building up an unimaginable amount of stress. At exactly 3:42 in the morning, that stress was released. A massive earthquake, later measured between 7.8 and 7.9 on the Richter scale, erupted just a few kilometers beneath Tangshan. The epicenter was almost directly under the city, meaning there was no buffer, no distance to weaken the seismic waves. Tangshan took the full, brutal force of the quake. First jolt was catastrophic. Survivors described being thrown from their beds as if by hand. Explosion, the ground didn't just shake, it liquefied, rolling in waves that tossed buildings into the air. In the pitch black of the pre-dawn hours, a deafening roar filled the air, the sound of a city collapsing on itself. Multi-story apartment buildings, factories, hospitals, and homes, most of which were unreinforced brick structures, crumbled like sandcastles. Within an estimated 23 seconds, nearly 90% of Tangshan's buildings were flattened. One survivor later recounted, "I was woken by a violent shaking. The roof of my house collapsed instantly. I was buried under the debris, and I could hear the cries and screams of my neighbors all around me. But then, after a few minutes, the screams started to fade." This chilling account was echoed by tens of thousands who found themselves trapped, injured, and surrounded by utter devastation. The city that had been vibrant just moments before was now a sprawling, silent graveyard of rubble. The initial shock was just the beginning of the horror. About 15 hours later, a powerful aftershock registering 7.1 struck the already crippled city. This second blow caused further collapse, trapping and killing many who had survived the first quake, including some of the initial rescue workers who had rushed to the scene. The infrastructure was completely gone. Roads were impassable, railway lines were twisted into mangled steel ribbons, and communication lines were severed. Tangshan was cut off from the outside world, alone in its suffering. The human toll was staggering and almost incomprehensible. The official government figure reported over 240,000 fatalities, though some estimates suggest the number could have been far higher. As dawn broke, the true scale of the devastation was revealed. Where a city once stood, there was now a flat, gray wasteland stretching to the horizon. The Chinese government, initially hesitant to accept international aid, launched one of the largest domestic rescue operations in history. Over 100,000 soldiers from the People's Liberation Army, along with miners, doctors, and volunteers from across the country, were mobilized and sent to Tangshan. Their journey was perilous as they had to navigate destroyed roads and the constant threat of aftershocks. When they arrived, the scene was apocalyptic. Medical personnel set up makeshift triage centers in the open, performing surgeries with limited supplies and no anesthesia. Soldiers and rescue workers worked around the clock, digging through mountains of debris, often with simple tools like shovels and pickaxes. The sheer number of victims overwhelmed the resources. Identifying the dead was an impossible task, and to prevent the outbreak of disease, mass graves had to be dug. The emotional and psychological trauma on both the survivors and the rescuers was immense. For weeks, the rescue and relief efforts continued under grueling conditions. The threat of disease was constant, and access to clean water and food was a daily struggle. But amidst the death and destruction, the spirit of the people of Tangshan endured. They were determined not to let their city die. The decision was made not to abandon the site but to rebuild. the new Tangshan would rise from the ashes of the old. This gargantuan task began almost immediately. Urban planners and architects designed a new city, this time with strict earthquake-resistant building codes. It was a monumental undertaking symbolizing the nation's resolve. Over the next decade, a modern city emerged with wider streets, reinforced buildings, and beautiful parks. The new Tangshan was a testament to human resilience and the will to start over today. If you visit Tangshan, you'll see a prosperous, modern city, but the memory of 1976 is never far away. The Tangshan Earthquake Memorial Wall stands as a solemn tribute, its black granite surface engraved with the names of the 240,000 confirmed victims. The ruins of some of the original buildings have been preserved as a memorial park, a stark and powerful reminder of that fateful morning. The Tangshan earthquake serves as a humbling lesson about the immense power of our planet. It highlights the importance of earthquake preparedness, engineering, and rapid response systems. But more than that, it is a profound story of loss, survival, and rebirth. It shows us that even in the face of absolute devastation, the human spirit can endure. Communities can come together and hope can be rebuilt brick by brick from the rubble of despair. The story of Tangshan is a reminder to cherish every moment and to honor the resilience that lies within us all. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time. If you found this story powerful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more historical deep dives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.